While discussing the government's domestic debt restructuring proposal, tax expert N.R. Gajendran said that it is the duty of the Employee Provident Fund officials to choose whether to adhere to the domestic debt restructuring proposals by the government or go for the alternative of paying a 30% tax. In our new segment, Debt Treatment, What's Next?, Gajendra highlighted the incongruency of the EPF to pay an income tax to the Inland Revenue Department. While the EPF has not specifically mentioned it in the Act, the Inland Revenue Act has. The consultant left it up to the officials to choose to pay this income tax either from the EPF gross income or the net income stream.
One other question which has been highly debated is the taxability of EPF. When the EPF Act 1958 was enacted, there was an exemption given in the EPF Act itself, exemption from income tax under Section 43 of the EPF Act. Following this exemption, when Inland Revenue Act 28 of 79 was enacted, there was an exemption automatically given in the Inland Revenue Act. But for some reason or other, in 1989, this exemption was removed in the Inland Revenue Act. In spite of the fact it was removed in the Inland Revenue Act, the exemption continued to be there in the EPF Act, and that exemption is still available. So under the EPF Act 15 of 1958, the income tax exemption still remains. So technically, EPF will be entitled for the exemption. But after 1989, what happened was, because of the removal of the exemption in the Inland Revenue Act, EPF didn't look at the EPF Act, and they have been told to pay the tax. They started paying the tax on interest income. Under the old Act, that is 28 of 79 of the 2000 Act and also 10 of 2006, on interest income, there was no deductions allowed for expenses incurred in producing the interest income. So the gross amount was taxed, and currently the rate is 14%. This practice was continued in the new Act, Inland Revenue Act 24 of 2017, but unlike in the previous Inland Revenue Act, the Inland Revenue Act 24 of 2017 allows deductions and outgoings against on investment income, on interest income. So even if EPF is liable to income tax, there should be deductions allowed in computing statutory taxable income for tax purposes. So it need not be on gross tax, but it can be on the net profit. This matter has to be considered because the option given for the EPF, if you don't comply with the first option, you have to pay tax at 30%. And in that event, if it is there to pay the tax on the basis it's liable, it can choose to pay on the net income and not on the gross income. So this matter is for the EPF authorities to consider in safeguarding the interest of the employees.